All right. We really just need to clear adventure and fast. All right, so we also need to do 10 of each today. 10 ecology, 10 studies, which is fine. Recruit hero one time. We can do that right now. There's no way. Yeah. All right, go check into the guild, get that currency for the day. All right, guild shop. If we don't get it, we'll come back to that. Ah, shit. I wasn't paying attention. Thought I clicked on the base. Oh, so you can only get one of those. That's actually kind of Stardust chest, though, probably. Seems... Honestly, I think we're just going to have to do that for sure. I'll take those two because I know they're good. I just don't know what I want for that final reward. Dude, I've streamed. Dude, did you not realize the fact that I just streamed 365 days in a row? So I just don't stream. I just stream whenever at this point. Like, 365 days, I was live. So, you could say I've done it 50 something times in a row. You didn't know this? Last year, I just completed it in August. I streamed 365 days in a row. And I literally, this was the funny part. I streamed 365 days in a row, and I lost growth for streaming 365 days in a row. And when I stopped streaming 365 days in a row, I started gaining growth. Now I just stream whenever. All right. Let's see if we can get her to 100 so we don't have to... Here we go. All right, we no longer have to carry her. Who's somebody we need to awaken? That is already, well, max leveled is going to be the key. So we could do her, send her all the way up to 6-star. Dude, that's awesome. That video blew up. Like, I was just responding to comments. I have 45 likes on it and 38 comments with over 1,300 views already. So, we got almost everything set up, I think, to start working on guides. But I think today I'm going to have to spend time working on... I've got to put out a video about the service transfer because that's something people keep talking about. So... Alright, so we need to go work on levels, adventures, and all that stuff. Hello there. How's it going? Also, I had somebody show up yesterday thinking you were me. They came in, they're like, they saw my post on Discord, and I had to tell them, no, that was my friend. I was going to bed, and he wanted to know, could he post it on the Discord? And I was like, yeah. So I need to get in and get the rolls done, so that I can post as well. All right. It's a W. That's funny. Sweep all. Yeah, he got a good laugh out of it. It was towards the earlier part of the stream. He got a good laugh out of it. I've been thinking about starting. Honestly, the relaunch is doing really well. Like, they actually are, they're, you can tell that Major 9 is trying, and that's a good sign. They're giving out a lot of stuff. They're trying to boost people's accounts up. They're trying to take the steps in the right direction. They're trying to fix a lot of the shit that Smilegate just said, fuck it. Like, they're trying to fix a neglect. Like, they've got a big load. So I'm going to try to give them like 6 months, honestly, because there's so much they've got to do. But I mean, for the actual kickoff, for what, 4 or 5 days into it, they're doing pretty good. All right, so let's go to our skip ticket stuff. So I would definitely say it's going well. I would say their first flop is Ember is kind of bad, but I don't know if that's their fault or if it was handed to them and said, "Here you go." So it looks bad for them, but I'm not gonna fault them. But for like a first unit on coming out, I would say Ember got the short end of the stick. Like, she's got a cool mechanic, but as a general unit, she's a super niche PvP unit. She has no value anywhere else. And even then, the question would come, are you going to end up using her? But I'm not going to give that to them because I think they were handed that due to how production of units were going. So this seems like this was a Smilegate thing that they had in the pipeline for 3 to 6 months back. So this kind of got handed to him. So I'm not going to give him that. And I think people need to understand that that can't be held to Major 9 right now on Ember's performance. But it's not saying that they can't fix that in the long run. All right. We need to put we need to put the buffs so we get the currency, Ame, and Diane. Sweep. All right. So we got the currency. I think, isn't 2,000-ish around enough to buy the shop out? I don't remember. No, never mind. Not when a piece of swing costs 1,200 a pop. Let's see. We can do the quick math on this. How much shit is actually required to buy it out? So 7 times. I'm just gonna do this so we can see it like this. 7 times 10, 200 times 1, and then I'm gonna add up the list. Or actually, let's do it this way. I should be able to rough math this. That's fine. 70, 200, 300, 150, 100. 180. That should be right. Yeah, 180. Okay, yep. I'm not crazy. My brain's functioning. 180, 150, 500, 180, 1,200, 1,200. To buy out the entire shop, you need 4,230 currency. Okay, so we're a little minus 2,970. We're like 2/3 of the way there. So a few more days and we'll be able to buy it out. Honestly, I'll go ahead and take the EXP now, because that'll get another unit leveled up. We're going to take the book because rare as shit. Take the books because we need them. Books. Go ahead and take the individual stone. We'll buy the gold last, so go ahead and grab the sword. And now we just need to grind up. So yeah, 4,230 buys out the shop here. And then joint challenge, Reaper and the Gangster. Which is weird. I swore I bought all this shit before. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, Valentine dupes, that's hot. We need to actually go in and beat that story again at some point. I think that's the only thing we actually bought with that was... Oof. Just seeing some of those at 900, knowing you gotta get 900, it's just absolutely painful. I don't think we honestly earn enough to buy that book all the time. So we need to be careful on that. Monthly purchase from, what the fuck is this from? World Boss? Okay, that needs to show up soon. Skyward Tower. We need to get on that soon, actually, as well. Adventure License. We need to do that. Survey Hub. Need to get back on that. Okay. I think you've bought it 3 or 4 times now. Makes sense. All right. So let's go ahead and get the 10 done of each of these. And now set these up here, here. So there's one. Who is the other? Oh, I think because we took Luna off, we now need a new one. Let's go ahead and start pumping. I think it's Scotty or Akari. I think is the one that we want to go throw up next. I think. I mean, it doesn't really matter. As we get the EXP and really start grinding on that again, we'll be able to level units faster. Yeah, they're both pretty good. It's just which one to throw up first just to get. And as we get, you know, these two are going to level about the same time, so... here's another 10. And then we need to go to the ecology one. Right here, do that. And then do her, sweep all, teams again. Do another 10. Sick. What do we get? 50% chance to inflict mark, and it's got speed. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Has a 50% chance to increase critical damage by 50% for 1 turn inflicted in a debuff. Interesting. Alright. So we should have that. Special identification. Stage 2. Speed gear. Alright. Nice. That'll help. Hello there. How's it going? Waiting for them to rerun the Tamara's reindeer skin. Okay. And that gets me... What was it? The rerun reward. Straight up chillin'. Very nice. Alright, adventure, reforge, adventure, adventure, adventure. Select team. Yeah, we're gonna run that. Oh shit, she hit 50? I think we just finished that Stella, which is wild. Where is she? Did I finally finish this shit? Yes, I did. Oh my god. Transcend. Full send. Done. Alright, so we can take Stella off. Hell yeah. God, that was a long grind for her. But we did it back when it was hard. So that's the difference. We did it when it was hard. Doppelganger. Yeah, I'm on my main right now. Yeah, we'll start working on you. Darla, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Do we want to do that, or do we want to work on... Yeah, we want to go grab these. We'll do these. Keep these going, because we need to get these 6 stars as well. Cool. Alright, so we got the Doppelganger done. Yeah, I'm on the main account right now. Grab the tickets. Another charm. Cool. Yeah. We really need to start grinding these, and that's something that I am terrible about. All right, so we need to reforge gear now. Let's go do that. So let's see here. Enhance, reforge. All right, surely, we're gonna roll speed 4 times here, right? So far, not what we want. All right, there we go. We got speed. We're cooking. All right, that defense is bad. Okay, we got speed again. One more time. At least do it one more time. At least make this 15 speed. Nope. Crap. I mean, still decent sword. Reroll the defense to something, and that's a, like, throw crit chance on there or something. And that's a pretty decent ranger attack sword, honestly. So that should take care of that. Reforge. Alright, so now it's just adventure in here. Outside of what? Yo! Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. You did not have to do that. Let's get some plots in chat. Hey, I actually have to go click over on Twitch real quick because I can't do that from there. There we go. Seriously, I really appreciate that. I'll keep your prime safe here. Welcome in. Adventure. Oh yeah, we gotta do this one random stage. Wait, what? Come again? Hold up. What the shit is this? Where's the rerun banner? In normal adventure 110. Normal adventure. $110 would be this. There we go. Covering a game I'm playing. Hey, I appreciate that. Seriously, I never expect it, and when somebody does, I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the Plot Hunters. I appreciate it. Anything for a guildie? Hell yeah. All right. The beginner reward. Yeah. It's spooky month. That it is. Spooky, scary skeletons. Need to remember your Twitch password? Don't worry about it. I appreciate the views on YouTube because that's helping me get my freaking partner back on YouTube. So I'm not sitting here making videos and getting literally fuck all while YouTube robs me blind on it. All right, let's do this. Let's just go crunch 10 story missions real quick, or 9 more. And we'll finish off, I think, all the returning adventure stuff in one swing. So 9 more missions. I think it's great you're starting a guide account. Yeah, so that helps that helps me see it from the other perspective, because there's certain things you don't get to experience from this point of view of where I'm at, because again, this account was a day one account, and I have things that other people won't, or I'm like, I just hit level 60 today. Yeah, that is one of the wild things. That really kind of trips me up, because with the amount of tickets you're getting now, you can build entire teams instantaneously with those tickets. And that's not what we had. Like, we had to use those characters. Like, it was just how it was. Oh yeah, since Luna is... We can start using her, actually. Where is she? Oh yeah, we can go do this real quick. We can get her finished up. Yeah, no, I mean, seriously, and that's... Somebody in the comments of one of the videos was saying they didn't want to start over, and I'm like, I don't think you realize how OP this start kind of is. You can get 2 demi units within hours of each other. Just depends on your time. You can literally build which units are good? I mean, there's many in the normal tickets that are good. And I'll go over them here in just a second. Let me do this real quick, so I can go level Luna up. Holy shit, he remembers his password. I got you up on 2 screens now. Aw, yeah. So I'll go over a few real quick just so that you can see what we mean. So I'll show you from the recruit banner. Unfortunately, this is not classified as a good unit. We can't really classify it as a good unit. She's a niche unit that will be used, but not in a major sense. Basically, you'll use this to prevent being one-shot on a few comps, but it's not a PvE unit at all. They're going to probably end up buffing this unit, because I think this is one of Smilegate's last fuck yous to us. As far as the demis, pretty much several of the demis are good. Delta's good. Stella's good. Asti is good. Ava is good. Dracon is good. Trying to think who else is in that. I think Beth is decent. I think Beth is in there. I don't have access to the banner right now, and I'm going to switch it back to Luna. I'm actually going to go start degenerately going for that. Is a cheese unit? Okay. But when it comes to the normal, like, banner units, you have a lot of units that you, like, need to work on or get at least one. Like, you need at least one Valentine on your account. You probably want at least one Ren. Is augmentation set worth on DPS unit, or is it penetration set? So that's something I've got to do testing on. A lot of these sets, so back when I played, all we had was the attack set, the crit set, I think it was the crit damage set, speed set, effectiveness, counter set, trying So they've added several sets since I was here, and I don't think Pen was in yet. I think that's one of the newer sets. But I think it depends on what you're doing. I'd have to go look at the mechanics of augment or penetration. But I think penetration, just from the theory of how it works in most games, Pen normally cuts defense. So we'll have to check on that. But like Ren, let me go cover this real quick. So like Ren's good, you're gonna get Noah, but you're gonna get some of these for free. So be careful of summoning for him. Veronica's good. What's her face? Eternal is good. Tamara is good. Drakon is good. Akari is good. Ame is good. Regina, I think, is good in certain things. This Dahlia is good in certain things. Cannon is good in certain things. Deanna is a pretty good overall healer. Kappa is a pretty decent tank. Tama no Me is a pretty good mage. Nella is a great healer. Hilda is a good knight. Karen can be good in certain things. Scotty is a good ranger. The Luna is pretty good. And then Stella is great. Was a great PvP opener because of how she worked. And Air is a great DPS that you'll see that you also get for free. So, I mean, there's so much in here that you can do. And then with all the combinations, this is what we were talking about earlier, is with the fact that they're giving out 1,000 tickets right now, nobody should have the excuse of, I don't have a couple good teams to beat a lot of content, because with 1,000 tickets and a few great setups on here, yeah, because it's going to be 100 multis or 1,000 single tickets. I think it depends on what you want from it, personally. Because I have to go look at their kits again. Replace Nella with Demi Ava in my Hilda, Demi Luna, Valentine team. I think it depends on the content you're doing. You have to remember, skills do matter, not just because of what you're looking at. So you have to look at where is Nella here. So look at what she gives each unit. And then look at the content that you're playing. It's because I think that gets more subjective. When you have rosters like this, it's more about what content are you trying to play with, and are you going against type advantage or not. Where Ava is... I gotta go here to go grab that. Where Ava's got a different skill set. You know, she's got heals, immunity, increased speed. You have her passive effect, which is agile response, which is for debuffs, which reduces all debuff durations. She's got the extra skill, inflict seal on extra skill. The enemy's counterattack, revenge attack, agile cannot activate it, and she can do a dual attack. So they're two completely different heroes, and you need to look at how that interacts with what you're trying to do for that specific piece of content. Because, like, there were certain things where we could use the cheese teams and just run a cheese team through tower up to a certain point. Then you had to play mechanic where you needed XYZ or had to play it manual. You couldn't just straight auto it. But let me go look at the Scotty real quick. Because that I'm not sure. I don't think they were exactly the same. There's Akari. Where's my Scotty at? Ah, she's here. I just pulled her. So let's see. So has a 70% chance to increase accuracy and effectiveness to all allies for 2 turns. Has a 100% chance to reduce skill cooldowns of all allies except for the caster for 1 turn. And she can get that down every 4 turns. She's got, has 80% chance to increase hero's critical chance and critical damage for 2 turns. You can get that up every 3. And then attacks an enemy after attacking has a 50% chance to grant increased attack. And that 50% chance can go to 75, 100% chance. So if you deck her out, she is definitely a buffer. I don't know if I would say she is better. I think she is an alternative to Valentine. Which my Valentine is right. I'm blind because I'm looking for the costume now. There she is. I'm used to looking for her normal unit. So Valentine has the buff, which is critical chance and critical damage for 3 turns. She pushes back enemies, and then she attacks an enemy and increases the priority of the ally with the highest attack. So you can bump them. So they do 2 different things. So yes, I would say, depending on what you're trying to get out of it, yes, Scotty can be better. And depending on what you're trying to do, Valentine can be better. Hey, bro, can you recommend the most common PvE team to clear all story stages? Depends on where you are in the game, but I can be 100% real with you. If you have most of the basic content unlocked, you can probably use a team like this. Let me go into adventure and I'll set it up for you. Story part 2, because we were about to start this. So I'm only going to assume what I can assume, which is if you play, like, based off of kind of what we talk about, you would have Valentine or some sort of buffer, so Scotty or Valentine would be here. Using free units in the game that you are given, meaning there is no excuse to not have these. You have a couple different options. You can use air, and you can use Eternal, and you can use, where is she? Noah. This could be one team that we used to clear. I want to say this absolutely dunked most everything we did in the game day 1, except for air. Air was actually, at the time, Tio. This is what we used to clear most content in like day 1 of playing. Because we didn't have Demiurge Stella, we didn't have any of that. Then once we had Demiurge Stella, it became this was the main like grind team. And if we didn't have Stella by that point, we were using air. If we needed a tank, we used Veronica. And keep in mind, outside of Stella right now, everything is given to you for free. This isn't counting your banners that you can pull on. This isn't counting that. This is literally what's just given to you. So this has no RNG whatsoever in it. Now, also it'd be this, if you're using it, because if she's a tank, she needs to be there. Now, let's slightly change this up and give you some I have a shit ton of tickets teams. You would kind of look for something like this. You would potentially want to use, whoops, not you. You would want to look at Valentine. Also, that's the Halloween skin, Valentine, so if she looks different in your game, do keep that in mind. So if you're pulling on banners for the custom banner and getting units, you can need heals, bring in Nella, and Nella would you want to put Eternal here. You don't want to run Eternal for the defense break. I always ran it because of defense break, but you just want to go raw damage or maybe a little bit tankier. Run where is she? Want to tank up a little bit? Grab... She's in the 70s. Grab Hilda. And run Hilda in the team. So now you've got a buffer, a attacker. Make sure with Noah you turn off her 3. Do not use her 3. Just let her 1 go off. Yeah, and that's what I was about to get to. If you want to... If you didn't do... But okay, so... Yes, that is correct. I would say Ava as well. Let me find her face. You can use her as well if you didn't pick her on it, but these are the guaranteed units you can kind of get your hands on. With 500 tickets, if you don't get Hilda and Nella, there is, you can use that. You can use Diane and where is it? Where is she? I don't think I actually have her leveled. I think that's why. You can use Luna, the normal Luna here. If you don't want to run her, you can run, where's Scotty? Scotty can take you as a buffer. So there's many different teams you can come up with, and that's not even all of them. It's just, it depends on what you pull in the custom banner. But stuff like that should be able to carry you. And the fact that you're given one Noah for free is great. And let me show you why. So if we do... Actually, hold on. I think I know what I'm going to do. Give me a second. I'm going to take Scotty in just to show you. So, give me a second. I'll clear the stage using just Scotty, but I'll need to move my gear over from Valentine. So we should be able to enhance hero, max her to 100. Thank God for tickets. Hello there. How's it going? All right, so we've got that. I think we have the upgrade all. Did we not get a thing that takes them up to... Okay, maybe not. I thought I bought the thing that does the max upgrade. It should be in material. Because I swear I bought it. Ah, there we go. So, Scotty, we're going to take up to stage 6 right here. And that's fine. Thanks for that. I thought it would have been in consumable. And then skills, I'm going to do the bare bones version. Because, again, this should make it look more like what y'all do. Let's do it this way. Scotty is now... She's going to be below some of the ungeared. Let's see, Scotty is right here. All right, so if you're going to do this like a newer player, you're probably going to be looking at like trying to go to minimums. So we always said instantaneously, you would always try to get the first of every skill. Because the green books weren't super hard to get a hold of early on. But then you have to look for where turn cooldowns are or what guarantees the buffs, which unfortunately for this one, she is a full send. Because everything is on percent chance. So like here, we have an 80% chance, so we can increase the effect by 20%. So this one would make sense. So now this skill now has a 100% chance to increase the crit damage and crit here. Thanks, bro, for the session. It's because I only have M. Ava, D. Stella, D. Luna, and Xmas Diane to clear story stages. Okay. See, that's actually a disgusting team. I'm not gonna lie. So you're bored and looking for varieties. Okay. That makes sense. Let me see here. Can I do this? Yes. All right. Oh god, this hurts. This hurts so good. Please start giving us more books because this really is painful. And then here, if you don't have books, just do the first one. And take that, even though you're getting extra dual attack % and skill chain damage, but in PvE story content, you're probably not going to get too many chains off, where the weakness gauge really comes in handy for killing bosses. But this is kind of how we did it. So she is going to provide us with buffs. We're going to change gear. And actually, I need to resave my Valentine real quick because her gear is not this. So, change gear. By the way, if y'all don't know, I did teach this to Fading Light over here on YouTube, or Zeph on Twitch. He didn't know this secret sauce. Preset, Valentine. Oops, hold on. Edit preset. Hold on. How do I need to reset the preset first before we change gear. Yeah, presets are awesome. I just need to remember how to, let's see here, delete preset. We're going to do this as Valentine. Okay. Why is that not her gear? Preset. Hold on. Delete preset. Got it. Okay, go away. Change gear. This is the order you should have done it in. Now that it's saved like this. Valentine. Boom. All right, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is my favorite rip, by the way. You can favorite it, so if you've got like super geared stuff, you can do that. So we're gonna use this on Scotty to make her basically what my Valentine is. Not that this is amazing. Yeah, Luna is cracked. Let's see here. We need Scotty right here. And then we go to gear, change gear, preset, Valentine, equip gear. Yep, that's fine. And now we have basically the same speed Scotty here, with slightly different steps. The only thing we don't have is, you know, the exclusive equipment for her is increases action points by 35. So we're going to be missing that from her kit, but it's not really that big of a deal. So we're not going to sweat that for her right now, where actually Valentine's is more, to me, I think more important in the two, because of when you have the chance to, Trigger Happy has a 30% chance to activate the dual attack, and that is increased damage. So, I mean, this is far more important in terms of exclusive equipments when you're looking between the Rangers, which is why I think I like Valentine more. But each has their own ability. So now we have this makeshift team here. Story, normal, part 1. Select team. All right, so we're going to build up this team real quick, and we're going to use... find Scotty real quick. Gonna put her here. Actually, we'll put you here. We're gonna run... Let's do somebody that you would have. So, guaranteed you are given Ava. So let me find my Ava. Is right here. And then we're gonna use... The night you are guaranteed is... Actually, let's do... Let's do a night you're guaranteed. So you're guaranteed this. Like, this is all things that are in the game that you can get. Free unit given to you in the festival. Free unit for a hunt. Free unit for a hunt. So you have access to all these units in game. This isn't something you are... Okay, except for Scotty. Scotty's the only one you gotta pull. But if you can't pull Scotty in 500 tickets or 1,000, this is probably more a your luck is really bad. Go find out what cat you kicked, what candy you stole from a kid. Go back and find where your karma went wrong, because if you don't get it in 1,000 tickets, I really question your existence. And now we just need to actually make sure they are geared. She's got gear. She's missing a necklace. I'm just going to say YOLO on it. Manage gear. She's going to get Air's gear for right now. Should be good enough. Actually, wait. Noah's got gear right here. Equip gear. And Scotty has... Okay, good. All right. So... There. This is a basic team you can throw together really quick with pretty much free units and one banner unit. Doesn't take you long to get. We're going to... Do not use her skills, her bursts, or anything. You don't need it. She can just funnel through, and everybody else can do what they want to do. And we'll just skip this for now. And that's why Noah is colorblind. Colorblind Noah. Simple as that. There you go. Literally, 3 units were given to you for free. Now, I have the advantage of some gear on them at this point, but it's still the same thing applies no matter where you are in the game. And that's what is cool about where they get you. Like, you could do this with Air. Air doesn't have to be in there. I just saw Scotty's animation for the first time. I'm buying her skin now. Nice. So that's a pretty cool thing you can do is you can get these free units. And for those that don't understand what we're talking about, you get 6 free units from over here in the ecology. And so you get 3 right here. You get Beth, Kappa, and Air from the gear side, and then you get from the identification, you get Laplace, Noah, and Eternal. All given to you for free. And all you need to do is beat stage 1 to get Noah. So you need to beat Glycius stage 5 times. Shouldn't be too hard for basic stuff. The breakthrough to Legendary Gear 6-star is going to be kind of the bottleneck, I think, for this. 15 times getting Enhance the Gear to 10. Yeah. Just 3-starred the highest difficulty. That's awesome. And then you also get the max level ticket to get them to level 100. So, I mean, they actually are helping gear you as you go through this. You can get stuff. And, I mean, here's the thing is, actually, now that I think about it, it wouldn't be hard because they give you the darn weapon. So that they literally give you everything you need to do this. So the fact that they give you one of the most broken early starter characters in the game for not much work. I mean, the issue is, let me pull up my sheet from last night. Challenges unlock at 2-3. So technically you get access to it really early, but you don't get access to the specials until stage 5 to be able to do where we're at. So you have to clear episode 5, stage 5 to actually get here. So while challenges unlock, so here's the bullshit of it, is, so to get to this page is at 2-3. But you'll get access to these immediately. Then you get upgrade stones at 2-7. You get the doppelganger at 6-5. You get the demon ruins at 5-1. You get skyward tower at 3-13. You get elemental tower at 7-5, and these unlock at 5-5. So you actually have to go to stage 5, but this is where the reroll units come in handy. If you're rerolling or if you're coming in fresh, it's using what you have to get there or supplementing through, again, the custom recruitment of being able to pull, 1,000 different pulls or 100 multis to get a lot of this crap. I mean, all you need is to get, grab Ren if you don't have her yet. She's still worth leveling, even though you're going to use Noah far more through the story. If you end up getting Dracon, great, cool, that's awesome. She'll carry you through some of it. If you get Cannon, she'll carry you through some of it. Just try to avoid getting the guaranteed units on your initial start. Once you kind of get to where I'm at, it becomes, do I want to keep collecting or do I want to just start duping characters? Because dupes do matter in the end, but to get started, dupes don't really matter. Yeah. So it's where you are in the game. And with you, if you're re-rolling, you should have the ML Luna. So, or the Demiurge Luna. Alright, so let's grab, we need to do a few more stages, and just to prove the point, we'll use story normal 2. I'll keep using this, and just to prove the point, so that I'm not doing what I'm saying to you. Like, you can literally use this. Get going, good luck with the grind. Thanks, Breezer. Take care, enjoy your day. But as I say, I think personally, I think I like Valentine's. I'd have to do more runs with it, but I mean, off the top, I like Valentine's dual attack far more than I think Scotty's massive amounts of buffs. But if you're bringing somebody who needs the effectiveness, like running Eternal, I almost could see it, especially if you are struggling to land the defense break, then Scotty makes more sense than Valentine. Or whatever, like if you're trying to get Veronica to provoke and she can't provoke because your effectiveness is just below the mark, that almost fits it better. Trying to get speed gear from the green boss. I mean, now that makes sense too. And I mean, and it's both on how you want to take it too. I think it's not saying one's truly better than the other. It depends on what you're trying to do, because if cooldowns are important, then yes, getting your skills off faster does increase more damage. Or is pulling the dual attack more important for what you're doing? I think they all have their places. It just depends on where you're at and what you're trying to do. Plus, I'm just used to seeing that dual attack get pulled all the time. Because I think the idea was pull Noah. Let Noah do Noah things. But we're getting the pull. But see, here's the other thing. We're getting the dual attack with the Ava. So, is it necessarily the mandatory you need to have it? No. This could work better. So, it just depends on where you are in the game and what you're trying to clear. Both are great to have. Make sure you have both, because, again, the gear should go pretty interchangeably between the two if you need them. Because this is my Valentine's gear. I built it for Valentine, and it's not even good. That's the thing. This gear is not good. We never got to good gear in the game. It was a lot harder. When I quit, it was a lot harder to get gear. They were just starting that new gearing stuff. Because I don't have a lot of the new sets. There's a lot of new tech, because again, we basically ran full destruction, full speed. Those were the two mains, or it was full destruction, full counter, or full speed. That was it. That's all we ever ran. Now you've got broken sets where you're using some speed, some pen, some speed, some whatever. I mean, whatever all the new sets are. Split HP. And that's new for where I'm at. That's why I've got to go and learn all those different aspects. Because that's what we want to cover when we get to Gearing 101 for the Beginner's Handbook. Because we are going to do a Gearing 101, and we want to talk about where to focus originally and what are your standards for that. You are used to speed is king. But we're also used to some games where speed is the only option. And it's never the only option. There is balance in everything. There is not balance when there's only one way to play. I came back like a year later. The quality of life is way better. I do have to say, even though they absolutely abandoned the game in terms of how they play, they still did some good things in their balancing. Like, they did try some, but let's be real. They neglected this game way too hard. Get people that are actually passionate about the game and let them develop it and create it cycle more. I almost took a screenshot last night and sent it to you, Fading Light. I saw the first Outerplane ad yesterday. Shit you not. Finally saw one. So it has begun. They have started advertising the game. For the first time ever, I have seen an ad for Outerplane. Because we were just talking about this, I think, last night or the night before, that they'd never advertised the game. And here you go. Finally, they're advertising the game. Which means people will start looking at it. Yep. Literally took a... it's happening. They are actually advertising the game. Albeit it was the Korean version. Because it was outerplane.kr. So it was the Korean account. But fuck it. I'll take it as a win that I saw an advertisement. Because I've seen AFK, both Journey and Arena. I've seen the scam gotchas where you gotta scrub your finger to go side to side and shoot the enemy and keep collecting and go bigger. I've seen Epic 7, Arknights, all sorts of Genshin and Weathering Waves ads. I've seen Chaos. I've seen... let's see, what else have we seen recently? I've seen Lost Sword. I've seen a lot of gotchas, but I never saw Outerplane, ever. Yeah. Like I said, it's better than nothing. It was in English, but it was from the KR account. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a image advertising... it was advertising... I want to say the summer unit. Ember. No, the entire time. For 2 years, I never saw an ad. The only reason we knew about it was because it was on Smilegate's website. And people started talking about it, just from the normal development up to it. But once the game launched, I never saw an ad. Never saw an ad for it. Yeah. Should I use Aether to push for Demi Luna 6-star? So, okay, this is a tricky question, not for the fact of... The answer is yes. But the issue is, do you want the limited units? They're about to rerun 3 limited units over the next 3 months. Do you want those? Because they're about to rerun the Christmas Diane is about to get rerun. I think they're rerunning, I don't remember what all was in the note. I know the Diane one was the big one. But they're rerunning all their limiteds, and you may need the Aether for them. So, if it's something you're just, absolutely passionate about, you need the massive mommy milkers. As Zeph said, if you're free to play, I wouldn't recommend it, but, if it's the simp card, you gotta do it. So, the dev notice here, I think, talks about what all they're rerunning. I know I saw the Diane being mentioned. Let me put this out to all chats. So, I'll be doing a video on this, I'll be doing a video on this probably... I'll record it today, probably go up tomorrow, because today I've got to do the service transfer one. I got to make a video on service transfer, because a lot of people don't know that you can still do it. They think you can't do it because you can't get in the game, and that's not the case. And I just realized my Noah got bitch slapped. Is she still alive? Noah's gone. Okay, yeah, I need to actually get a real team in for this one. Because she's colorblind, but she ain't that colorblind. See, you go for SAO. I'm over here praying for Ainz and Albedo. I'm just saying. I know it's unlikely, but I could totally see the Bell rerun. And if that's the case, then I need a lot of Aether so that I can 6-star Ryu. Because that's my girl. Fuck Eyes. Eyes Wallenstein, fuck off. I'll get Belle to probably 4-star, but I want a 6-star, I want a 6-star, Ryu. She's best girl. I mean, Asuna... Albedo's Milkers or Asuna. Asuna's like best girl. She is the wife. She's the wife you want, but you want Albedo to sit on your face. Just saying. Imagine this with Albedo and a great thing. Plus, then just Ain's literally saying, fall down, boom, boom, and the whole map's gone. Actually, fuck Hestia. I am not a Hestia fan. No joke. Albedo and Ryu. Actually, if we're really getting down to it, if we really want to go full degen, and I mean full degen and Danmachi, give me the Amazon twins. Tiona and Tione. I'll take them. I will give up an entire Overlord and Fairy Tail collab if you can give me Tione and Tiona for Danmachi. Now that's something I would be fucked. I would probably have to spend money because I would try to get both of them 6-star. Just saying. Yeah, this really sucks that we got Noah just deleted. So this is slow as shit. We're not gonna get the 3-star on it, but I can go back and bring in like Luna, Stella, Air, and we can blow her up. But yeah, no, that's... I would like to see them rerun the collab just so that people can get it, because I think it was unfair that they did not advertise well for this. About to drive home. See you when I'm on the PC. All right, man. Stay safe. We'll see you in a little bit. And slapping each arena team. Nice. So a full evasion set. That sounds kind of toxic. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that actually sounds toxic. Because, I mean, you gotta think, most people are built probably, what, speed and damage? With a little bit of tank, probably. So, 90% of people probably aren't using, like, high accuracy stuff. So, you could go in and cuck them pretty hard with that. Oh, hey, I got Meanie for the first time ever. I never pulled this unit. I was there when she came out. I was like, I'm never pulling this unit. They're going to have to give it to me for free. There she is for free. Prophecy fulfilled. All right, we only need to do 2 more adventures, and we have everything done. So yeah, we struggled with 6-5, but that's because we went into a fire unit. I mean, honestly, we're all into fire units here. I shouldn't really be using Noah, but I also want to show you how colorblind Noah really is. That's kind of the dumb part. And I think also just Dracon just kind of bullied bullied that Noah a little too hard. Because Kappa stayed in, no problem. So, go figure. Go frickin' figure. But I think I've got a system that should play out quite like, if any of y'all watched the Epic 7 Ultimate Beginner's Handbook, it's going to play out pretty much similar to that. I've got what's next after the reroll, joining a guild. We're going to cover events, challenges, arena. Then we'll actually talk about promoting and transcending units. We'll go into Gearing 101 to teach about gearing. Then we'll talk about the special requests for the ecology and the identification. We'll talk about the cash shop. And then we'll start doing things more specialized once we get out of the cash shop. Things will go more specialized of things. Plus, we'll do of irregular monsters. That is a great question. Let me actually look at that. Let me see her kit so that I can read this. All right, has an 80% chance when attacking irregular and irregular, inflicts reduced defense for 2 turns before attacking. This effect ignores the target's resilience and immunity. All right, give me a second. I think that is the monster type. It's the arena I told you? Oh, okay. It's the area? Or arena. I think he means arena. I think we are irregular monsters. And challenges. Oh, hold on. Let me go look at that. Give me a second. I got it. Give me a second. I know what he's talking about. I know exactly what he's talking about. It's right here. And I see it on my other list. He's talking about this right here. Challenges. I don't have access to it yet. It's right. Actually, it would be here. Irregular extinction. It's this. I just need to get there. This is what I'm 99% sure he's talking about. Infiltration Annihilation is what I need to beat to get this. So, which this is, the way I can put it, if you played Epic 7, this is Expeditions. Her and Karen shine there. Okay. So build them up. Build them up. All right, one more and we're done with our returning adventurer stuff. Noah was always just stupid. we'll eventually do, like, I think once we get out of doing, like, the cash shop, then we can start talking about, I mean, maybe after joining a guild, we might pop a video in that talks about kind of what I did earlier, where I show y'all a couple basic teams, but the issue is we don't know how long the 1,000 tickets will stay in the game. Is that something that new players are going to have access to indefinitely? If that's the case, then cool. That's going to help out a lot. But if not, then that's going to be a little awkward in the series that, hey, this was only for a limited time. You missed out on being able to pull 1,000 tickets worth of characters, which basically gives you 3/4 of probably the good units in the game. Because, I mean, just 400, I was able to get most all of them on 2 accounts. So it's not just 1 account luck. It's definitely 2 accounts worth. All right, we got some upgrade stones. Thank you very much. Those are spicy. 5-star weapon. Full speed set of armor. Nice. So, I mean, that helps out if you don't have gear. And her dupes. Cool. Get reward. Alright, so I've completed all the returning adventurer things. I don't think... I didn't really want to see it EOS, but I mean, the writing was definitely on the wall. And that was the tragic part. It was definitely a... They're headed to EOS if they didn't buy out. I think, like I said, with the new from what I've noticed, they have the servers for the game until 2035. Okay. But I mean, if they're not making money, they'll kill it. So let me actually go look. I don't know who actually has more. Because I don't want to oversend Eternal. No, I can't oversend Eternal. Never mind. Alright, what am I thinking? Inventory, consumable, use. Cool. Alright. Grab that. We'll do this 10 times. Oh, wait, hold on. This way we hang on to the reds if they're 5. And I can break them down manually if they're garbage. Cool. This also is pretty helpful for starting up. Like, super helpful. Alright, let's go to Festival Bingo. Make sure you do this daily. This is also pretty powerful as well to get units. Not sure, again, how long this is going to stay around. So... but this is a big help in terms of getting Units, gear, money, you name it. You know, select and obtain 150 pieces of a 1 3-star hero, which is kind of awesome. So that will dupe one character up. All right, grab our missions. There we go. Grab this. There's 10 more summon tickets. Fight in the arena. I need to go do the rest at some point today. All right. That would definitely help out. What are you, okay, hold on. I just realized yellow is blocking. Blocks part of my stream. I might. Okay, that was earlier, so I don't actually know where that came from. Inventory, where are we at? It's not terrible. I don't think we're going to end up keeping the... the blue 5s. Let's see, did anything else slip in here that we hadn't cleaned up recently? Yeah, there's some stuff down here that slipped in that we never cleaned up. This, I think, was probably from trying to clear one of the pieces of content, now that I think about it. That's what we just got. Dismantle. Alright, cool. Okay, where we need to go next is... we need to get that unlocked at some point, but that's going to require a decent chunk of story grinding. At some point, we need to do this. Because I've never did it. I mean, this is a pretty important part of the game, too, are these charms. But we just never got to that as much. We need to do the tower again. You can auto the tower. I haven't beaten it since they probably added it. I'm probably gonna have to clear it once because it won't let me do it. So I'm gonna have to manually do it. Since that's been added in. Because it says previous floor climb 0. It shows me where I'm at, which is the... Alright, so let's think about this and have some fun with it. This was a pain to redo. Yeah, I'm not super excited about this. Not gonna even lie. It's easy, but too long. Yeah, I mean, it's 100 stages. So, I get that. The issue is I don't have a mage sword for her. Also, the attack is terrible. What? Hold on, let me actually go look at this in the thing. Hello there. How's it going? So why is that so... oh, because I don't have the weapon on her. Yeah, that will fix a lot of it. Inflict bleeding. Bleeding. Reduce cooldowns of an ultimate skill by 1 turn when killing an enemy. Inflict bleeding. Increases damage of the target's attack when attacking. Thumping knuckle dusters. Alright, let's go look. I think it's the light boss. Alright. That's going to definitely be one I have not done, so we'll go look at it. So here... Maybe that's the dark one? It's from the irregular place? Ah, okay. Alright, then we'll just level up a blue sword decently, and we'll slap it on her to just clear the tower. I won't chase a red. Just downloaded the game for the first time. Got 2 Demiurge Lunas. What should I select from my 5-star selector? That would be Ava. They're saying I need to get the where did it go? Thumping Knuckle Dusters, which I don't have access to. The bugs? Alright, hold up. Let's go check. Oh, there they are. Right there. We're basically just going to get the mats to it. One of the hunt missions? No, it gives you the mage version. Well, that's what I'm trying to get. I don't have... That's one I never really did. Because we always did the blue. So let's go to, where is it? The base and... Where's the base? Base. There. Think I might have the shit to craft it. Kate's workshop. 6-star weapon. Alright, yeah. There we go. So, okay, here's what you want to think about with, Iron Messiah, damn it. This is what you want to think about when it comes to the polls and stuff like that. you have 3 limited units about to rerun. So that is where you're gonna use. That's where that currency comes in. I don't know if I would use the Aether specifically for doing that. At least not right now. That's piss. So I would potentially say wait. All right. I would probably say wait. We won't claim those right now. All right. So one of the better ones that I know of is the Christmas Diane is one of the better units to get. She's a great unit, and that's one that I'm going to be chasing. I don't know who the other two are. I would have to go back and take note specifically of the names if they mentioned them all. I don't know if he said them all in the producer's letter or if it was just highlighting that Diane was being run. So I need to go back and see who all are doing. It's a new one and the Kitsune Tamo. Okay. So I think that Kitsune Tamo is actually pretty good. All right, we'll do 20 more. If I don't get it here, I'm just gonna have to deal without getting it. $106, is that enough to craft it? Craft one more? She is? Okay. Then yeah, I probably wouldn't dump into doing that right now. Yeah, we just barely have enough. Alright. Bless RNG. Nope, I got everything but that set. Ain't that some shit? I got everything but the set. You'll need multiple types of teams for the end game. Yeah. The main one, like, you'll be able to use like a lot of different units to pull for. That are in that normal banner. Since you've got Luna, you basically are going to be using a handful of characters. Yeah, you'll need specifics for that. So using the 400 tickets here that you, or 500 I think now at this point, that you were given from this to go through and pick up characters that you don't have on there, and then start trying to build the different hunt teams, trying to build up different teams that you might need for different stages, different pieces of content. I mean, there's so many in here that are good to get. It just depends on where you currently are and what you want to build. So, like, if you're doing story content and you want a easy kind of cheesable team, and using all free units that are given for you, you know, here, but since you've got Luna, you'd be using like this would be your would be like a team you would use right out the gate, because you would summon for Scotty, and if not Scotty, you'd be running Valentine. Both of those are really good. You would be using, if you need a tank, you would be, and you don't need a healer, you can use Kappa's given to you for free. You have Veronica's given to you for free. You're using Luna, Nell, Hilda, and Valentine. Then that's a great one to go through it. You just need to get them leveled up, skilled up. But that will be like a general clear. That'll be like a general clear, but then you go into tower. You'll need different teams because of mechanics that are in that. Will force you to have to pick up things. Like when we did tower, Tio was god tier and doing certain things, but that's also when you had this too. Was also really stupid. I know we used trying to find them. We used Dolly on several stages. There was a stage where I think we had to use Marin on that. There was a stage where I think we had to use Marin. I think that was all we had to use. I think that's what it was. But I mean, that's also early game when we didn't have what all we have today. Now you have so many more options than we ever did back then for all these different stages. I mean, the fact that you don't have to use 2 stars anymore where we did. Because I think now everything's kind of covered depending on what you're doing. All right. Back to this. So let's see. We are gonna run for tower. We're gonna try this setup and see how it goes. So don't necessarily go into mono, like, go thinking mono color. Because, like, you'll want to get Luna leveled up. You'll want to get Scotty leveled up. You'll want to get Eternal leveled up. You want to get Air leveled up. You're going to want to get Kappa leveled up. You're going to need... let's see here. You'll want to get Veronica leveled up. You're going to use her a good bit on certain stages as you go through. I don't think you're going to need Stella per se, because that was something we cheesed earlier on. You'll probably need Ame for gear farming. Tio probably might be a good investment. You may need Ren. You're probably going to need Dolly at some point. Unless now somebody does Dolly's kit, but better. She silences reduce speed and accuracy. She's a debuffer. I don't know if we've got a pure debuffer. So Dolly is a free unit, so I mean 2-star, so you'll probably get her in polls pretty quick. You know, you've already got Nella, so, you know, you've got another healer here that's really good. You got Hilde that's really good. I know Dahlia is pretty good for certain things. Maxwell supposedly has been changed to cracked mode, which blows my mind because I remember him being trash, but supposedly they've buffed this man and he finally has his due time. So that's pretty cool that he's finally got the ability to shine. It takes time. I would focus on... Here's what I would do. So, look at it this way. From challenges, here's what you do. If /win can you buy the guild energy daily? Yeah, it's... I already think I did. I'm gonna be real. I think I did. If not, do it. You should have permission to do it. So the two things you're gonna want to focus on, like, immediately is Chimera. And the team you're gonna want to run for this is going to be right here. So Chimera, you're gonna end up using Air. You're gonna use Eternal. Valentine and Tio? Or, actually, wait, you probably can use Ava here? Double check myself on this. Yeah, it would be Tio or Aya, or Ava. Would be like the two I would be chasing into. So if you want to go for full fire buff, if you've got her and already built, if you happen to have an account that's already got her built, I would probably chuck Tio in here. If you don't, then you're going to be using what you have, which is the Ava if you started. So you'd be looking at this setup here. You can use Tamo no Me as well. Yeah. You could probably use a lot of different fire units here, depending on what you're doing. Fire Asti, that's another one. I was trying to think of stuff that would be easily accessible and used everywhere. Like, no, I'm brand new. Someone suggested the game. Okay. So, if you're brand new, then this is probably the better option because it's going to give you free unit, free unit. So these two are given to you for free. And then you have a unit you're going to pull for on your banner. And then this unit is given to you for free as well. As long as you selected this from the festival thing. If you didn't, then this is where this changes, and now you do need to use something like Fire Asti, Tamo, Tio if you have her. I think if you've got the gas in the team, you could probably use Cannon, couldn't you? If you had the gas, you might be able to use this and just DPS. I have them all, even copies. Nice. So I would be bouncing back and forth between this. is probably what I would do. This would be like a team that I need to focus on first. Then the next team I would be focusing on would be, let's see here, ecology. Nope, doesn't transfer me. I gotta go here. I would be working on this, and this team I would be running. Let's see here if I can remember this. This one was, isn't this Kappa, Noah, Ame, wherever her face is, Ame, and I want to say it's Diane are the ones for this. You have all those too? Very nice. So this would be, I think, the team for this. If I remember correctly, this is the right grind for this one. There might be a unit or two in here that can replace one of these. But these would be like your two like main starter teams. Then after this, you start branching out to what do you need for the next piece, what next for the next content. I mean, that's a lot of characters that you're going to have to level up. This is probably a week or two of getting level 100s. You can use Green Delta if you've got her. I actually don't think I have Green Delta. Let me check. No, I haven't gotten Delta yet. Yeah. I mean, you can see there's a lot of different options here. That there is no... And this is the Tamo that is being rerun, by the way. This will be the festival one that's getting rerun. All right, let me go to Meanie real quick, and let's break her, because I just realized she's going to have, like, 4 breaks in her. She's going to be right here. 3, Meanie. Yeah, right here. Transcend. I feel so alive! You get her for free, so... Yes, positioning does matter, but I can show you how to fix it if it doesn't. So let me show you this. All right. So we've got her 5-star. That's cool. All right. So positioning. Let's jump into a stage here where we can bring up our team. All right, so this slot is where the knight goes. If you're going to put a tank, it goes in this slot. And then these 3 don't actually technically matter. But what matters more is this. Make sure you have them in a proper order. Starter exclusives always should go up front if you've got a good one. If it's trash, don't use it, and you can use whatever. But for the most part, if you do have a starter exclusive, positioning does matter here. So you want the starter exclusive, your companions, and then run, depending on the finisher exclusive, run it here. And run the one that has the better weakness gauge if you do have, if you don't have one for a finisher, you run the highest weakness gauge reduction you've got. And I always tend to run the CP, or if there's a damage one. But the leading unit will get hit first. Here is the one that's always going to get smacked. Typically, unless there is a specific targeting mechanism. But this is the unit that's going to be up front. Should really say where the positions are. I will say Epic 7 did that better in positioning. Showing you where they are on the grid. So that you're not going, why the shit is my DPS getting blown up? Because if you happen to have this... You don't realize that you're doing it because, heck, you could think this is the front, and then you realize, Nope. It's not. I mean, a way to look at it, too, is this could be the leading edge. They're going to be doing some UI stuff, so some of this stuff is subject. It may change. We may be exactly what it stays here. Yeah. So they're going to do some UI stuff, so I don't know if that could be one thing under their UI thing. You'll need Veronica or Luna in front. Yeah. So you would be popping up a knight. Well, my Veronica is right here. So this Veronica, or I don't have her leveled yet. Luna. Yeah, do that. Okay, let's try to get some tower shit done. Just to go ahead and get that climb going. Because I gotta do it, unfortunately. So, we're gonna run... I think Ava here. You're new to the game. Should I focus on finishing adventures? That is probably one thing you want to definitely do is, in the beginning, start chasing story. I'm struggling in Sacred Guardian 13. Please help. Good luck, because I haven't beaten a single 12 yet. But that's where my account is... That's because my account's kind of frozen in the first 6 months of the game. So we're just pulling it out right now. But as far as new and focusing on adventure, yes, you want to focus on adventure because my sheet right here, I don't know if y'all can see it or not. But like, if I move it, yeah. So on my notebook here, I've got everything that unlocks, and you kind of need to get to... episode 6, and episode 6 stage 5 is the farthest you really need to go in the beginning of the game, and that unlocks everything you need for a lot of your daily grinding stuff. So getting through like the early episode 2 stuff gets you a few basic things unlocked that will be quality of life. You will get challenges unlocked. At that point, getting to episode 5, stage 5, will get you your gear farming ability. So, I mean, that's a pretty decent way into the story, the first story, but it's not that bad. Doppelgangers unlocked at episode 6, stage 5. Archdemons unlocked at stage 1, episode 5, stage 1. Skyward Towers 313. We'll need Iota built and Omega Neta 4-star to have a chance. Holy shit. But yeah, you should definitely focus adventure because a lot of the stuff is gated behind that. Yeah, this is also something to consider too. And that's something I probably need to put in a whole guide on its own. Let me go to its page, is the base. Because this is kind of like that thing. So let's see here. Manage facilities. Doing this and getting some of this stuff upgraded is definitely important to do as you go through it. Getting this constantly going. Bruh, when did that get slipped in? Do I really want to spend 1,000 Aether on this? Is the question. Hold on, let me go look at this. Okay, so I gotta keep doing each one. Alright. Screw it. We'll just buy to level up the, thing, because we have the resources. I don't know if a new player should be doing degen. During the stream so far? Awesome. Appreciate it. Alright, let's go look at the synchro room. What the shit is up with here? Hero level 100, stage 6, level 5. Okay, so you can level up 3 stars. You can get 1 3-star in this. Yeah, this isn't... Yes, this is so worth. Wait. Is this like AFK Arena where this will level up everything to level 100? You will need 2 stars for higher towers from using books on it. Okay. Now, is this shit that we've already done, though? That's the issue, is, like, are these the 2 stars we've already used and leveled up? It's worth? Okay. Alright, fuck it. We'll go ahead and upgrade it. I don't have to worry about it. Yeet. Tower hard mode. Well, yeah, the coins weren't the issue. It was more the, it was more of putting a 5-star in this. Because, see, I was thinking if it wasn't like AFK Arena where you install them and then everything goes up, it didn't feel worth to me because it was like, it's not really yours. It's like a loaner. But if we need it for the 2 stars and towers specifically, then yeah, I can understand that. But if we already built it, then it kind of feels like a waste to me. Again, because of whatever happened early on. But if it's not built, then cool, I'm all for it. Saves me time, resources, and books. Alright, so let's see. Special request ping is gonna trigger the shit out of me. Missions, achievements. All right. Whoops. So yes. All right. So, kind of what I'm looking at here, and y'all can kind of tell me if I'm missing anything in an order. So, from what I see is, we have the reroll guide as video number 1. That will move into a video about what's next after the reroll, and this covers just the... It's going to give you a TLDR of everything, not necessarily this is a detailed video, but it's like a lot of these new people coming in and asking, what do I do next? It should cover that step right there of giving them an overview, and then we start getting more detailed after this video in certain contents. So this is the TLDR. You need to go here, kind of start looking for this. Here's a basic team to get started if you are doing your pulling and your reroll. You know, basically here's kind of how to get through it. Then we'll talk about joining a guild and all of that, which I will be, at that point, officially putting the guild up so that people can join in off the video. And it is, once it fills, that's it. I am not building another guild to have multiple people. So it will be first come, first serve in that aspect. It is technically available to join right now, but that's when I'll actually make it open completely to the community if they want to join into the guild. Then we talk about events, because I believe that was next in the unlock. Base unlocks at 3, events unlocks. Actually, so the base should probably... base building should probably be number 3. I'll put a 3 with a question mark. And a... or, well, actually, that would be number 4. And then this would be number 5, question mark. Then we go from base building into, if we do that, we go base building, talk about the basics of what all is in there and why you use it and how you set it up, because that would be 3.1. Then events are 3.5, which is where your side stories basically are, your special, where you do all your like event grinding stuff. Then looking at this, next up is 4.6 at Arena. Yeah, 4.6 brings up Arena. So, yeah, challenges in, or, yeah, so it'd be Arena would be 6. Challenges would be 7. So we go reroll, what's next, joining a guild, base building, events, arena, challenges, into Archdemon maybe get its own video. Yeah. Or can that be covered? Well, no, because that's 5.1. Yeah, I'm kind of at the, I think, because Archdemon Ruins is the, Archdemon Ruins is the point where you, start getting charms, and charms are important, but I don't know if you're going to be able to get high enough to actually get the good ones. I mean, we'll put it on here. I mean, even if it's a 10-minute video, it's informative enough. It doesn't need to be like a full breakdown, full walkthrough of everything. But I mean, that is kind of the next step, so we'll put it here. Arc Demon Ruins, and that will become 8. Right? That's the... Yeah, that'd be 5-1, then challenge. Then challenges. Well, no, hold on. I'm thinking about challenges wrong. Hold on. I'm being stupid here. Challenges unlock at 2-3. So that would be... Alright, I'm going to do this where I can copy and paste this shit and move it around. Make life so much easier. Notepad. There we go. Alright, so we got 0-1. Joining a guild. And here, just so that y'all can see what I'm doing, display capture, sources, notepad. Wait, hold on. How do we... Let's put it down like this. Okay, so we have joining a guild. Then we'll do... after reroll, what's next? Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. We'll do this now that we kind of see how big it is, and we'll do this. Okay. So, joining a guild, because that's something you can do immediately. Joining a guild. Okay. Then we're gonna say, let's just go over to this at this point, and we can just run it off of here. Alright, so joining a guild comes out immediately after reroll. Then you go into... challenges unlock at 2-3. Okay, then we go challenges to base building unlocks at 3-1. Then events are at 3. Okay, event stories are there, which then goes to arena. Welcome back. Arena goes into... Arena's gonna go into... Arena's 4-6 to Archdemon Ruins. All right. We have, then it goes into probably the next video here is going to be promoting and transcending units. Full level up process. Then we'll talk about Gearing 101. Whoops, thank you. Gearing 101 and then special request. All right. Special requests. Then I think we talk about the forbidden fruit, which is the cash shop. At this point as like a break. And then we work on hey, Leo, thank you for subscribing. Okay, so this one I feel weird about. This is getting a rework, so being able to actually talk about that feels a little weird. It is, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. I can just show you, honestly. I haven't done it. I've looked at it a little bit, but that's new for me. Here. We'll bring it up. But this is getting a full rework, so it's like I don't want to go too deep on this because this is going to be completely... From what they say in the video, this is getting completely overhauled. So that is under challenges, or wait, hold on. It's right here. All right. So you have basically like skill ups right here that you can go through and level up, like passives. You have the rewards that you can get along by doing this. And I mean, there's a bunch of stuff here that you get for doing this. And then this is the actual content here. So we get one weekly reset. We're going to set, let's see here. What is all in here? So we got Veronica's a boss, dual attack if effective. Nothing specifically. Recommended heroes is Veronica and Ava. So select it. We're going to pick okay, so we can get 4. Okay, good. So it is the team. All right, so we'll do kind of tried and true for me because going into it blind. We're going to use basically Old Faithful when it comes to grinding. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, is we'll do this. And relic setting, we don't have any, so we'll start exploring now. Once you begin, the process maintenance to teams will not be possible until it is completed or abandoned. So it's kind of like a roguelite kind of thing. Let me turn this off for a moment. But the issue is they're redoing this. So I feel really weird like trying to make a video on it when this is going to be completely overhauled. That's a great piece of art right there. You can choose nodes. Yep. Hero info. Plot art. Yep. This game's got some sauce. All right, successfully extracted essence from the world line. Essence could be extracted from the bond data. All right, they're leveled up. Path of Fate. All right, so this is where you're gonna have a choice. This is kind of like a, I don't want to say roguelite, but it's kind of like a roguelite type thing where you're going through ish, where your choices matter. Found a way to sneak into the capital. Force your way through. Leroy Jenkins, right? Combat encounter. Let's freaking go. So we're going to use our heroes, and what we know is we're going to put you here. Chain preview, starter exclusive, finisher exclusive is going to go here. Do this. And enter. But this is getting completely changed according to the dev notice. And that's why yes, it is here. And that's why I'm going to give a TLDR on it. But if it's going to be changed, let's just say we'll come back to it after they do their rework, and we'll do a full guide on it. If not, here's the basics you need to know to run through it, but don't take it as the gospel, because this is going to change at some point, and it's not going to actually be tagged as the Ultimate Beginner's Handbook. It's going to be a placeholder piece. We'll do the real video someday when they fully patched it. Shit, I didn't turn off her skill. Fail. Party foul. Party foul. We use Noah's S3. Never use her S3. Beep. And now Noah does Noah shit. So, this is why Monad Gate is... It's not that it's hard content, it's... I just don't know if we want to make a chunky video on it. But I think I should at least bring it up so that it's talked about here. And then we go on, because, I mean, it is technically at this point, 5:16, you're gonna... Oh, wait, of Season 2. Never mind, that's not even remotely close to being talked about. Hold on. That gets to come off. Let's see here. Because both of these are... Season 2. Season 2. Okay, so we don't even need to talk about this yet. This is not Ultimate Beginner, because that's at the end of the whole first story. But what is still talked about here is... Can new accounts get transfer codes? I lost my old account. It was linked to Facebook. Can new accounts get the transfer code? I lost my old one because it was linked. No, you shouldn't be... You won't be able to get the transfer code if you create a new account. You're just getting a new account. But if you know the Stove login for it, there is a link that you can get to that can still transfer it if you need to do that. Let me post this out to everybody here. This link can still get you your transfer code as long as you know the Stove login for it. But if not, no, you got to completely start over, and it's not that big of a deal. I don't mean to neglect it. Unless you spend a lot of money on it, then yes, it's a big deal, and I would get why you're not coming back. Hey, how are you doing? I kind of followed what you told me last time and managed to get Luna, Ava, Valentine, and Noah. Would that be enough to start? Absolutely. You definitely have a great start there. So now it's more about making sure you get specific teams built for gear and gearing. So that's kind of your next step in terms of unlocking more content, is getting a couple base teams set up for the hunt so that you can start getting gear so that you can start branching out, because now you're going to start branching further and further and further out. How far do I need to go to unlock stuff? What do you mean, RX? How far out in this? Or in general? Because that's kind of what we're doing right now, is we're setting up... This is actually kind of the order. The big thing you need to do is really think episode 110, the full story here. Let me bring it up over here. So realistically, you need to do season 1 and do all 10 episodes, and that kind of is going to unlock most everything in the game. The farthest thing out that I have on the note as far as season 1 is concerned is World Bosses 1014, which I think is actually the last. Yeah, 1014 is beat the full story. So this unlocks World Boss. So that's kind of like your first goal, and then season 2 starts unlocking some other stuff. But I feel like so I feel like 12 videos in, Cash Shop should finally be talked about for those that are wanting to spend. That can be done there. When I click on the server part, it says I don't have a character. Then you may have used a guest account and never synced it. You may have never linked it. Might be the issue. Like, actually truly linked it. So, the good news is you are at the best time ever to reroll and get a pretty cracked account for almost no time. And I'm not being facetious about that. That's actually true. If you go watch the reroll guide, it will go over everything that you kind of need to do. And with all the tickets and stuff they're giving out, you can get some really cracked accounts very quickly. If you watch last night's stream on YouTube, you can see I was playing on a test account. Not even the reroll account that I did the video on. That test account has a bunch of units already ready to go. So I already pulled I've already pulled 2 Demi Lunas on 2 different accounts within 24 hours. It's really not hard to do. It takes a little bit of time to re-roll. It's probably one of the shorter re-rolls out there because you can keep cycling the same accounts over without having to delete them. Watching it right now. Awesome. That should help you out and get you where you need to go. I just got the $1 weapons selection. I'm building that fire team. What should I choose first? A weapon selection? I would probably say it's the sword that's gonna go on either air or the sword for Eternal, but if not, then I would look at Valentine potentially to get the marked weapon, but that can be gotten pretty easy. If you're needing a healer weapon, I think that one can be gotten. I mean, honestly, I might just save it for somebody that's going to be more of a pain in the ass, especially if it's got all weapons in it. If it's all weapons, then maybe get the one right away. I'll show it to you. It's right here in challenges. So, stage 1, the first thing you need to do is beat stage 5. Beat stage 5 and 5 times, and you get the weapon for the character. And get a gold side from Gold Dungeon. That's kind of the place to get it. Like, here, I'll do mine, and you'll see how much gold I get in one run. So, I mean, you gotta think. This is day 1. This is day 2. This is day 3. This is day 4. Yeah, thank you for subscribing. I didn't see it pop up. I heard it, but I didn't see it because of the, that's in the way. So, select team. Go through my leveling team. 4 sweeps. 2,176,000 without all the extra bonuses. Now that's the returning and new player bonus for you guys over here. But I think that's also the subscription bonus as well. I don't think that changes. It may be better. I don't know. I'd have to go look. But this is the main place you're going to get gold. You'll get some from doing other things. But does the game give Eternal out for free beside the 1,000 summons? Yes. No. I mean, literally, there's 6 units you do not have to pull for. You do not have to pull for Beth, Kappa, and Air. You will get the gear and the units for these specific units. You will get Laplace, you'll get Noah, and you'll get Eternal for free, and the gear for them. Although I don't agree with the Noah gear. I don't agree with this one. I don't know. I mean, feel free to ask. I'd rather you ask than try to fish for it and pull your hair out. And I also don't agree with the gear that they're giving Eternal. Honestly, the gear you get for Noah, if it rolls that effectiveness on the gear, this gear is actually better for, Eternal than it is Noah. Noah would be better off on, actually, I think, Air's gear. Yeah, Noah would be better off using Air's gear in general. Not even gonna lie. So all you have to do is get Air's gear, and Noah can use that when she's going into certain teams. Now, obviously, you'll need to get other gear. So as far as the summons, you get the 6 units there, and then after that, the 1,000 tickets you use, this becomes your playground. And just to show you, you know what, let me just bring up the account. All right? So let me mute this, and I will bring up both accounts. All right, so there's test account. Yep. I agree that this is definitely not one of the abusers. While they need to get smart on money, because that's what's going to keep the game going. Okay. So, let's put this account here. Let's start up the beginner's reroll, and I want you to look at these side by side. Layers, display capture. All right, so we're loading up both, and we'll show you. Wonder how the pity builds up, because it doesn't build up for me. Okay, so there's a reason for that. It's because there's 2 types of tickets, and there's 3 currencies in the game. You have non-pity tickets, and Aether. Okay. Both Demiurge and normal recruitments have pity and non-pity tickets. Aether will count as pity all the way up. The current event tickets that you're getting out will not generate pity, because they're giving out so many, you honestly don't need them. Pity comes from the rarer currencies. If you actually look up here, before we move screens, the 387 are non-pity tickets, the 151 are pity tickets. And the same thing goes for Demiurge. The 100 are non-pity Demiurge tickets, and the 0 are pity tickets. The Aether will always count as pity no matter what. Also, your daily summons count no matter what. These, the diamond-looking things, these are the duplicate currencies that can be spent for pulling dupes. So once you hit max dupes once you 6-star units, you start generating these. And this is going to be used to buy things later. Just watch a bit of our reroll guide. I have all the characters you said. Awesome, great. That's actually really good to have that. Alright, we got too many games playing noise. Alright, we're gonna mute them all real quick. Alright, so I want to show you this so that you guys can see. This is only the rerolls yesterday. And I want you to look at these accounts on why rerolling is so good and actually taking the time to spend and try to summon. Yesterday, I also had some pretty crazy luck. So we're gonna go past that. So I have a test account. This one up here is the one I was playing on last night so that I could work on getting information for the Ultimate Beginner's Handbook. This one over here is only completed the rerolls and is the one that I actually will use in the guide. So this is hard locked at where it's at. So it's only for guides. Like, I won't play on it unless I'm trying to move something for a guide. So that we can see it as you see it. Alright, so 2 accounts, same amount of summons. Here are the heroes from those. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 5-stars on the test account. 16 if we don't count Meanie, who is part, or 15 counting Meanie and Veronica, because they're given to you for free. Technically, the Stella or the Ava is given to you for free as well, but you know, anyway, 17 3-stars, all right? And all really great units that you'll use around. And the way I played it was as simple as this. I went to the banner and I played whoever got summoned got replaced. So as I was summoning, the character got replaced, and that's it. I never did full sweep. It's not like full sweeping, so we're going through doing that, all right, on both. Then we came over here and we got on the, this is the reroll, reroll account. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 units over here. Both of these accounts were run with the same amount of tickets. The story on this, Ember, I was not going to pull for it. And that's 400 tickets. 400 tickets, okay? Did this. So you have I hit 6 gold sparks in a row, and I'm like, there's no way this game is hitting. Or 5 gold sparks in a row. And this game was hitting. So I said, screw it. I went over to the banner, instant, bang. I got her on a multi. I was like, okay, yeah, no, this is cracked. I then log off, go to my main account that's behind both of these, and I say, screw it. I throw a 10 pull into that. It sparks. It's not her. It's some random character that I already had. I said, all right, fuck it. One more time. Click, bang. I got her on my main account too. I hit 7 gold sparks in a row. And I'm like, and then I ended up going like 8 or 9, just completely just trashed. So this was just that. That's 400 of the, or maybe that's 500. Hold on. If there's 100 tickets here, it's 400. Yeah. So that's 400 of 500 of 1,000 tickets. So there's still 600 more pulls or 60 more multis left in the game. Imagine this account down here with 60 more multis left in the game. So this is a great time to start an account. You don't have to spend them all either. I don't have to spend another ticket on either one of these accounts unless I'm specifically chasing a hunt unit or something like that at this point. Because both of these, with what I have, should be able to beat all major content. Yeah, I mean, really, think about this. These are two accounts that took me maybe an hour of playing on. Well, this one's got a couple hours on it because we were actually farming. Now, I don't know if it's true or whatever, but I was noticing something really weird yesterday. And I mean really weird, and I don't know if it was a bug, but I got this unit side. So this block, I got way more often. I think on both accounts, this block character, I got far more often than I got the others. And I tested it, I switched it, and I got the unit on that block. But okay, that's a big tinfoil hat, because then later on I started pulling the other characters, but for a weird reason, for a chunk of my pulls, I was changing this character slot far more often than I was changing the other two. Cannot confirm, cannot deny. I'm just saying there was some sauce there that was a little bit weird, and if you're eating like I'm eating on some tinfoil theories, you might want to put some of your more targeted characters in that slot, and see if it goes on. Just saying. But yeah, that's just me wanting to show you two test accounts, completely new, brand new. You actually aren't doing too bad as a newer player. So, like I said, put your tinfoil hat on, have some fun. It's not the gospel, but I found it weird after because I pulled both of these accounts at roughly the same time. So we're looking at what, 800-ish tickets I ran through in about an hour and a half. I can't make the shit up. And it happened on both accounts. It wasn't just one account. It happened on both. I was getting that far right unit more often. So we're going to close out of the test accounts now and the reroll account. But I wanted to show y'all that so y'all can physically see what I'm talking about. When we say starting on a reroll is totally plausible. You know, it's not a bad start. I would be thrilled to have that. Now, I want y'all to look at my actual account, okay? This is a day one account. Look how not far behind I am. The only thing I am behind on are limited units. So what are those? I don't have Demi Asti. I don't have Stella. I don't have Gnosis Dahlia. Okay, so those are those are Demis. That's a limited unit, all right? We have Luna. Everybody can get Ava. I have Dracon over here, Demi Dracon, so that's 3 Demis and a limited I don't have. But then we start scrolling through. It should be everything you have, but I have more 100s because of a day one account. So I'm going to have a lot of the 3 stars, probably 6 star, or a lot of the 2 stars and 1 stars 6 starred by now that you don't have. And also I had to go do this shit the hard way to get her out of the game. Same with her. Actually, no, wait, she was pulled. There is one in here that you had to go grind the tower to get her dupes, to unlock her. But let's see here. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we have in here that I wouldn't be able to get. Okay, here's another Demiurge. Because I did the service transfer, I got a free unit, and we picked her. Because out of the ones I had, I didn't have her. So the service transfer one, I picked that. But other than that, I'm not seeing any other limiteds that I'm missing from it. And then here is all I'm missing out. So this is limiteds and just people we haven't pulled yet. Like I said, I got Ember because I tried my hypothesis that right now the game was hard sparking golds during that time. I was like, there's no way. There's no way that right now this is the magic window to be pulling, because every single spark, 7 sparks in a row, gold sparks in a row. I couldn't believe it. So I came over here and I said, all right, here's an account from back in the beginning. Bang, spark, bang, spark, and I ended up getting her. Or else I would not have pulled this. I literally did it for a 4 science pull. Okay, but when you start looking at my account, now what are you noticing? I've got several units in here that we can get a hold of fairly easily. We have limited unit right here that I do not have. We have limited unit right here that I do not have. She is getting rerun. I don't have this limited unit. I don't have this demi unit. This is actually in there. I don't have this limited unit. We don't have the collab units. So these are limited. We don't have those. I don't have this demiurge, and I don't have this limited unit, and this unit's too new to be in the pool system, because this was the last unit I think they released before. I think she's the last unit Smilegate released before the service transfer. So what am I missing in terms of those other accounts are just the demi units. And those aren't the end-all be-all units. There's a lot of great units in here you can use to beat 90% of this end game outside of the collector fun facts of this. So far just from clearing adventure and events. And that's awesome. Keep saving. Because you're going to need it. It's not cheap to dupe some of these units. And I mean, make sure when you do, you know you're really going in for it. So, hopefully this gives you guys an idea on the difference between reroll and a day 1 account. Now, again, mine's frozen in time. I'm not a day 1 account who played all the way up to service transfer. My account would look completely different if that was the case. My account is frozen somewhere around 6 to 8 months in. That's what this would look like. Okay. Good luck. I don't blame you. I'm going to hang out for the limited units because I would rather have a 3-star than a 6-star dupe. So, for me personally, Gnosis Beth? Over Luna? She's what true in-game Crusher looks like. What sauce am I missing on this character? Oh, okay. Ah, shit, I can't look at it this way, can I? There we go. I think the question really comes down is, can a free-to-play realistically do this and not brick their account? Okay, so let's look at this from a... Let's look at this from a theory crafting mentality, okay? If we look at it from what you pull in a banner every pull in a Demiurge banner is giving you a chance to pull a Demiurge that's available in the game, okay? So technically, along the way, you could pull a unit you don't have. You've also got access to all the non-limited units in here that's going to probably spook you more often than not. So the I kind of can see the justification for a player digging all their Aether into this if you're not chasing limited units, but like, do you guys realize, like, for a person, I think, what is it, 2,250 times 20 is 45,000 Aether per guarantee. So if you're going to get her to 5-star, you need to do that 4 times, which means that's 180,000 Aether if you get screwed from 0 all the way up. That's not saying that you don't pull a different Demiurge. That's not saying you don't pull another unit. That's 180,000 Aether just to 5-star. Is 180,000 Aether if you get unlucky the whole way up. And then, what is it? 8 full pity? Like, you need 8 in total to go from 1 to... Because it's 900, right? 6. You need 6. Okay, so... 2,250 times 200 or times 20. So 2,250 times 20 times 6 is 270,000 Aether to fully hard pity a unit every time, meaning you get unlucky all the way up. I have 2 copies of Stella and Luna with the free pulls and the 6,000 Aether used. Okay. I almost want to say stop. Because I'm looking at it going, damn. That's a lot of Aether. Now, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I'm also not trying to compete to be the biggest dick in Arena. Because I know there's somebody... My mentality goes, there's always somebody who's spending far more than me. So... looking at it from this perspective, I almost want to say you're probably... I'd probably go 4-star and dip on most of my demis until I'm ready to, like... I've got everything else that I want, and then I finally go back in and ready to go do demis. But there'll always be a new limited unit. It's just what flavor are they giving you? So if you're fully established, I can almost agree with Ghost on fully digging into that Beth as a demi, going to 6-star A demi. But I personally, from a new player perspective, I can't justify telling a new player to invest 270,000 Aether for 1 PvP GOAT unit when you're going to pass up so much stuff that may actually help them more than this, that by the time they get the 270,000 Aether, you have a unit that's come out and done better or hard counters it, because you can't just instantly whale snap that into existence. If you're a whale, you can easily get 270,000 Aether, go summon all whatever you need to do to get that. That makes sense in that pulling mentality. If you can hard guarantee it now while it's there, but who knows what the next new unit does? It could be a brand new non-limited unit that goes in your normal banner, could cuck this unit completely by the time a player
let's say, starts yesterday, and they saved everything they did. They put everything into it, and they got her 6-star. By the time they actually get it 6-star, something else. Yeah, they can't and shouldn't. Limited is new hot banner these days. Premium feels like a luxury to have. JT Esper, thank you for the subscription. Welcome in. And that's kind of where, like, when I look at it from that window, makes that a lot harder. But I think if we could all agree as people who have played a while, 4-star, sure. I think 4-star is not terrible. For somebody to go in and, like, chasing a 4-star Demi doesn't feel, like, terrible. Because, like, if we look at Stella's not terrible at 4-star. You gain 10% allied defense. She gets 25 more action points, and her chain weakness passive goes up. But now you got to pull further to get her to 6-star. You look at Asti. You get ally crit chance, 25, chain weakness at a 4-star. That's pretty easy to get before pushing up here. Yeah, there's some pretty, like, that 6-star increases all attack damage, proportional to target's max health. That's cool, but that's stupidly expensive to get to. So that feels bad. And as you said, it's a luxury type thing. I don't think newer players can do that. Here's a limited unit. So let's look at a limited real quick. So, 4th star, when Terminal Winter defeats an enemy, reduces the cooldown of Terminal Winter by 2 turns. That's OP as shit. You know? Like, that makes sense to get this. For PvE, I think 3-star is fine. I kind of agree with that. But I'm saying if people are trying to chase a unit, I could see some of these 4-stars. The 6-star gets increasingly harder to get. Some of them need specific stars. And I can kind of tell by just looking at some of these. So, G-Beth is 4 or 6. De Levada is 5-star. Alright, let's go look at that one. And let's go see. Because I think I've got her. So her 5th star is Burst 3 reduces the efficiency of priority increase effect by 30%, 50% action. Yeah, I can kind of see why you're doing that. 6-star Luna, my beloved, but 6-star Summer Ember was a B. That feels terrible, dude. All right. That 6-star Ember. How chain burst levels are locked behind upgrades, but the standard being grindable was always a breath of fresh air. It really was. 50,000 gems gone. Because she needs the burst 3. Yeah, I can kind of see that. And also the priority sounds important too. Alright, what do we want to do real quick? I've only got just a few minutes, then I need to get going. Because I gotta go make that video too. Alright, we'll let them... Honestly, I'm just going to get going. I think it's probably the best thing to do. I'll let this run for... I'll let this run for a while. I don't think he's gone full degen too often, because I think he was still too busy doing full degen in Epic 7 at the time. Or Genshin Impact. I know he did another one for a bit. So it depends on where he was, but now that this is kind of like one of his main games, I think this is his first full degen pull for Outerplane. like that failed. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Like I said, I need to go record a video here in just a bit. So I appreciate everybody who came and stopped by. I'm trying to figure out the best schedule for Outerplane content. I don't know if it's better for me to do it at night or to do it in the morning. Both, I mean, seem to be bring in audiences that, you know, have a bunch of questions, so it's really hard for me to figure out where I need to put it. But tonight I will be doing Weathering Waves, because I need to work on grinding up some astrite. But after that, I need to figure out if I'm going to do Outerplane in the morning or the evening. Whichever one fits better for where the community is at the most. Last night was pretty popping, so is today in stream. So, I don't know where to say to put it. If it is to do it at the morning or if it's to do it at night. We'll try to figure out the best place for it. And I'm not opposed to doing 2 a day in this, but I would have to have basically a free day to where I could throw in Weathering in for a while to go work on the astrite grind. Because we're trying to get a character on not this patch, but the next patch. So I've only got about 45 days worth of collecting astrite in that game to try to get it. So we'll be trying to keep that up. Plus we'll be playing some other games this week. We have on the 9th, we'll be playing Blue Protocol for 1 day, and then we're going to be playing Battlefield at one point during the day when it releases for a while. So, and then we'll jump back into, you know, getting into a full schedule of probably doing Outerplane at least once a day no matter what, and then everything else will be varying upon what we're doing there. Plus, I want to play, like, I got some games that we want to throw off for, like, random fun day stuff. Like, there's Zombie Survivors we wanted to play a little bit. And there was something else that I was looking at. Anyway, I appreciate everybody for the follows, subs, and all that stuff. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate it. I'll try to get a... I'm going to try to get a guide out before Wednesday. I've got 2 things I've got to cover quickly in Outerplane. So today there will be, for those of you who are here, you'll know ahead of time, today's video is going to be the service transfer. We're going to talk about that real quick, and I'm going to explain just briefly in that video to players why if they do not want to transfer or cannot transfer, it's not the end of the world. That you can transfer, here's how you do it, and here's the differences in accounts. So kind of what we talked about here at the end of stream, that will be there. So if you want to see that in a more laid out, less chaotic spread, we'll be showing that off in the in a video that'll go out probably later today at some point. Basically, once it's rendered and I see that it's ready to go, I'll turn it live, so there's no time, but it will be somewhere in the next 12, 14 hours. So yeah, that's kind of where the plan is. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day, and I will see y'all later.